Dr. Dayton Campbell, welcome to Profile.
Thank you.
All right, so quite a history here, a lot to go through in this two-parter. Let me start with a Cliff Notes version. So, General Secretary of the People's National Party, served as a Member of Parliament in St. Anne, now going up for Member of Parliament in Westmoreland, born and raised in Bamboo, St. Anne, and, you know, a medical doctor, Bachelor of Laws, past president of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association. You've been busy, generally speaking, father of three. You know, where does all of this come from? Do you like doing all of this? I
do. From I was very young, I thought that, you know, it would be of value to offer service, and I wanted to go into representational politics. But also, growing up, I thought that education was the vehicle that would take me out of poverty. And so that was important to focus on that and try to achieve something within that arena. So, I mean, there's been a lot that has been accomplished. A lot of time persons think I'm very old because they've seen me around for a while, but I'm actually going to celebrate my 42nd birthday this month. So, still relatively young.
Relatively young. Well, that would make me old if you're not young. And I'm young, so be very young. So all of these different kinds of accomplishments in a very short space of time. The youngest member of parliament for the People's National Party at 28, Medical Doctors Association president, General Secretary of the People's National Party, member of parliament, and going up to be a member of parliament again. I want to talk about, I'm always interested in how all of this relates to how you grew up. So let's start by talking about how you grew up in St. Anne.
Right, so I was born at home in a community called Bamboo in St. Anne, a rural community. And when I was born, my father was incarcerated at the time. And I think he sent my name from where he was to say that I should be called Dayton, whichever one persons prefer. And you know, growing up, it was challenging. My mother was a domestic helper. And so, you know, you did some subsistence farming and she did what she was doing as a domestic helper. And one thing though, she prioritized education. So we knew from then that based on the little that she had, she made sure that we were always in school. And that's probably the reason why my mother is like an unsung hero or heroine to me. You probably call me a mama's boy, but that's fine. Because I believe that most of what I've achieved is because she dedicated her time and she denied herself in order to give us an opportunity. And she had 3 of us in school at once. And I mean, I went to Bamboo All Age, it was called at the time. And you know, you walk to school, just about a mile or so, and you walk back home. You know, there are challenging times. I can recall getting $70 per day to go to school, and transportation was $60, 32 and 30 from. And you know, you had to be creative. 2 sisters, one older and one younger than me at the time, that were, you know, had to get up early in the morning and head off to school. When my sister got to 5th form to do her exams, the year before we decided that we're going to buy a pig and we're going to raise the pig, and we just throw all the scrapings to the pig, and you know, the sale of that pig was what paid for a CXC at the time. It was called CXC. Then when I got there, I'm forever grateful to Scotiabank. Scotiabank gave me a scholarship at Ferncourt so that I could do my CXCs. And then from there I went on to Brownstone Community College and eventually to the university to study medicine.
Let's step back for a second before you move on there, because you said your mother, she was prioritizing education in terms of what she was doing. What was she also saying?
She didn't say much, you know. Is a soft-spoken, very conservative lady, much to what the opposite of what people know me to be. But she's, you know, very, very chill, and she didn't have to say much. It's like you observe what she was doing, and you realize that she was putting out all her effort to give you the opportunity to go. She denied herself. I never saw my mother focusing on doing hair or nails and those other things. I saw her focus on ensuring that we could go to school. that at least we had bus fare to go to school, and when we came home, that at least we could eat something. That was her priority. She tried several different things. At one point, she was a higgler whilst doing the domestic work, just to ensure that she could sustain us. And so she didn't have to say, take this seriously. We knew that we had to. And when I became a member of parliament in 2011, they did a little documentary, and she reminded me of when I told her as a child growing up that one day she would be able to relax and I would spend my money on her. And I'm grateful, first and foremost, to God for giving me the opportunity to be able to take care of her, because, as I said, I wouldn't have been anything at all had it not been for her.
I want to talk a little bit about Ferncourt. I don't want to skip over that.
Yes.
One of the traditional high schools. What kind of influence did it have on shaping you?
The church had more influence than Ferncourt, to be honest. I went into church. Well, I went to church to see my sister, the one that's older than me, to see her getting baptized. And then all three of us ended up getting baptized. That was in March of 1997. And when I went to the church, that's where I saw that males could have ambition. That you saw male figures and, providing that sort of role model and shaping your views and your values. So the church had a greater impact than Ferncourt itself. Going to Ferncourt, though, I literally just tried to do everything, Some of the times just trying to be engaged in something. There was one time that I was captain of the school challenge quiz team, the science quiz team, the maths quiz team, and the cricket team all at once.
All at once?
During the same year. Because you're just trying to do everything. I mean, what are you going to go home to do? So, you're at school, you're trying to do everything. And academically, you're still trying to perform. And so I'm grateful for Ferncourt as well, for the role that it played, because that was an important step in my life, but the church was really what made the difference in my view.
When you were going to Ferncourt, you were also going to church all along?
Well, I was in third form.
In third form?
Yeah, because I entered Ferncourt in 1995.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about the Ferncourt days and then go on to college, but we have to take our first break on Profile. My guest is the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Back with you after these messages.